Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get on back on the channel as always. Ash the Flash Lane. He's now 18 wins with 10 defeats with 2 draws with 3 big wins by knockout and he's on a 2-fight knockout streak. He's boxing Andrew Cain at the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham and he's defending his British and Commonwealth titles. Yes, Ash, how are you?
Very good, Sammy. I'm doing wicked. To be fair, I can't complain. I'm in a very good place.
Yeah, I mean we're only what is it, 18 days now? Because it's the 2nd of July now.
Something like that. Yeah, 18 days. So 2.5 weeks. It's going by quick. It's going by nice.
Yeah, I mean how's camp going?
Camp's going good. I mean, I can't complain at all. Um, it's going a lot better than the camp I had for the Chris Borg fight. You know, um, So I can't complain. I mean, I'm ahead of schedule. I'm in good shape. I'm fit. I'm strong. I'm sparring 10 rounds with ease. I'm performing well in the gym. And yeah, man, I'm in a good place. I can't wait to have a great fight and come away with the win in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, you've got Andrew Cain. I did I think in our last interview, like a few weeks after you beat Chris, we was mentioning a few names and I said, is Andrew Cain somebody who you look at and you said it's a possibility, but wasn't, you had some other names that you wanted to fight. Um, but yeah, how did this fight sort of come about? Because he did, I believe he called you out in his after his last fight, didn't he?
Yeah, we did. At the end of the day, I mean, I'd never seen Andrew Cain. I didn't really know who it was. He boxed up at Super Bantam. Um, but I didn't know who it was. I'd never seen any of his fights, and it wasn't until I think it was Frank Warren or somebody said about the fight, between me and him, and then I was questioned about it on international boxing news, and I just didn't have a clue. I, I said, I mean, he's only had 11 fights. I don't know who he is. I'm gonna have to go back and have a look. And then yeah, I watched his last fight. It was a good performance by him. He got some rounds into his belt and he got a spectacular knockout. So I mean, fair play to him. He's got the backing behind him, and Queensbury wanted the fight, so we've made it happen. You know, um, Not really too much to say. The one Queensbury wanted the fight. We um we put our demands forward. They accepted it, and the fight's made.
Yeah. So was it quite easy to make the fight? Would you say, or
Yeah, well, it wasn't hard to make the fight. Um, I mean, at the end of the day, there weren't really too many options out there. We wanted the Thomas Samba fight for the European title. We couldn't have that fight. Queensbury didn't want it.
did you see
So
Thomas's? Sorry to interrupt. Did you see that Thomas is now fighting Charlie Edwards? You're on mute at the minute.
yeah, sorry, my coach was calling me.
Oh. Oh yeah, so did you hear what I said or no?
No, no, I didn't.
Yeah, what of course Thomas is fighting Charlie Edwards. Have you seen that? Because I saw that got made like I think it was yesterday I saw it.
Yeah, that's a good fight. No, I'm very happy for Thomas Samba. I mean, after my fight, um, we tried to make the Thomas Samba fight, but Queensbury or TNT Sports, one of them, they didn't want the fight. They weren't happy with it. So
I don't know why, but yeah, it's a bit of a strange one how they didn't want it
well, I
on.
mean, I mean, there's a few reasons I was given, but all I can say is they didn't want the fight, which was the fight that we wanted. Um, so we had to look at different options, and the best option out there, was really our only option was Andrew Cain, unless we pushed for some other fights. But I mean, I'm not going to fight nobody. Yeah, what's the point? I'm first champion. I got to fight the best. I got to defend against the best, my best challengers, and that's Andrew Cain. So it was an easy fight to make, and I've just seen that Azomba's fighting Charlie Edwards, and I'm very happy for him because it would have been very easy for uh, Azomba to have been frozen out of the mix. It kind of seemed like he's in no man's land, and nobody really wanted to fight him. So I'm very happy for Thomas Azomba to get this opportunity. It's a great opportunity, and I hope he does the business.
And is that for the European, is it, that Thomas has got?
Yeah, it is. Yes, that's for the European title. So I mean, after I beat Andrew Cain, and hopefully if he beats uh, Charlie Edwards, we can then put it on for the European. But I do know that the winner's meant to fight Paul Butler, so we'll
Oh
see what
yeah.
happens.
What happened with Paul Butler and his world title fight that he was meant to have against that Jimenez guy? Do you know or no?
All I know is that Jimenez, there was an issue with his medical. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. So, but Paul Butler's one that's I'm wanting to fight as well. I mean, so after I beat Andrew Cain, hopefully I can get the either the winner of Thomas Samba and Charlie Edwards or the Paul Butler fight. I'm
Doesn't
happy to
Charlie
box.
Edwards have a belt as well?
Some international belt, I'm not sure like what sort of belt. I'm not too I don't really know to be fair.
Who do you feel wins that Charlie Edwards the Simba fight, or do you not want to say?
I'd love for someone to win because I really do love an underdog story. And whenever there's a big underdog, on TV, I really do root for 'em. So I'd love a Samba to win,
Mm.
especially with this big thing. But me use my boxing brain and everything. I've got to say Charlie Edwards. I think, I think Edwards is a bit bigger. Um, I think he's fast on his feet, faster punches, his angles he creates, with the way he's in and out. I think it'd be a right nightmare for a Samba. So I'd have to say Edwards, wide points. But as I say, I love underdog story. So let's go with Samba.
hmm And yeah, I mean, the Simba's sort of got a similar, sort of route that you've went on in your sort of boxing career, hasn't he? I mean, he's been like you, you've done it the hard way. He's done it sort of the hard way. Bit of a yeah, sort of a what's the word? Rocky story sort of thing.
Oh yeah, it's almost done amazing. I mean, you got to give it to him. I mean, one of the reasons why the fight with the Samba never happened was because our records are like not the unbeaten records that TV's like. I mean, TV is like on people who are 10-0, 8 or something like I don't know what it is, or 10-8 or something like that. Or is I'm not sure what it is, but he hasn't got the best record, and mine's obviously 18-10. It don't matter who you fight, the TV like to get behind people with unbeaten records. So that was one of the reasons why the fight never happened. Um, but I mean, I hope he pulls out the bag. He deserves a big break like this, and I'm looking forward to watching that fight.
Yeah, I mean, I am as well. It makes for a good fight, and but I do feel, and I'll keep saying it. I feel like it's a bit silly at why they look at the records. I mean, plus, and you two've never ducked a challenge. You've always fought the best, and both of your resumes are stacked, and yeah, you're both doing really well. I mean, you're British and Commonwealth champion. He's got the European, so I don't understand how it works, but it is what it
I,
is.
I personally, I think it was the best fight to make. Put all the marbles on the line, and then the winner could have boxed Charlie Edwards or Paul Butler. You know, um, but it is what it is. We've got to go down this route, and there's nothing we can say about it. He's got to beat Charlie Edwards. I've got to beat Andrew Cain. Um, and I mean that number one spot in Britain is what we all want, and that's what I'm aiming for. I believe Paul Butler at the moment is number one, so that's the fight I want after I beat Andrew Cain.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get on to that Andrew Cain fight now. Of course, yeah, I mean, his only defeat he's got is to Baluta, and if you've seen that fight that he had with Baluta, it was a bit of a war because I believe he dropped Baluta twice in the opening round, or he definitely dropped Baluta.
Yeah, he dropped him twice in the first round, and then I think he got dropped in the last round as well. Apparently broke his hand or something too, which just kept him out of the ring for a year. But I haven't seen the fight. I've just seen little clips and highlights. I haven't really seen too much. Um, but yeah, apparently it was a war. And Beluta's a tough guy. You've seen his fight with Dennis McCann. He uh, he can have a scrap. So expect more of the same against me.
Yeah, and I think this fight makes for a great fight, and I think your two styles, once it gets going, it will come on nicely because you both sort of, I would say you sort of have similar sort of styles in my opinion.
Yeah, we both like to fight. We can both have a scrap. Um, and look, I'm not messing about. I'm coming for a knockout. He's coming for the knockout. So it won't last 12 rounds. I can tell you that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few predictions of yours and you've been getting them spot on, so I can imagine you'll get it spot on again. I mean, I've learned not to doubt you, since that Perkis fight, but we'll put that, behind us, my prediction sort of thing. But I got it right with the Bork fight and you called that as well. Do you feel like this is going to be a harder fight than Chris Bork?
On paper it should be a harder fight. I'm in with a bit more of a banger. Um, he reckons he can make weight for this fight easy, or could have done it for his whole career. Which, to be fair, if he could have made bantam your whole career, why haven't you? I don't really understand that. I mean, the opportunities have always going to have been there, so I don't understand why he wouldn't have been a bantam the whole career. But he says he can make it, like Chris Borg said. Um, I do think he'll pose different threats than Chris Borg. Um, and I do think, I have to be very wary of a couple of things that he does. He's a good opponent. He's a strong, good, tough, rugged, explosive opponent. And I've got to be on my A game from the very first bell. So, I'm looking forward to a good scrap. And um, I'm looking forward to getting a knockout. I
Yeah.
believe I will. I believe, honestly, I believe hand on heart. I believe that I'm going to shock everybody, and I'll be, I mean, I'm not known as a puncher, but if you look at my record,
I mean, your last
um,
two fights is when, it's sort of coming together now and people are going to be looking at you like you can punch. I mean, you've dropped Perkis three times and the first one was quite heavy and then uh did you you didn't I don't think you did drop Bort, but you had him. I mean,
no,
if the ref didn't step in, I think he would have gone down.
the ropes kept him up. But look, sometimes in your career, you're told by managers to kind of like go out, hold back, win on points, sort of thing, especially against a German. And I've always been 50-50 in my fights with like going on the road and boxing. And when you've got certain people in your corner telling you how to box a certain way, you box a certain way because you put your trust and you believe in them. And now you look at me, and I mean, I've never really been known as a puncher. And back in the day I couldn't really punch. But if you look at my last 2-3 years now, I've changed my training. So I train with Lee Haskins. It's made me more explosive, more powerful, more faster because he, like, the way he trains. I never used to train with him. We used to spar together, but I never actually trained with him. And he was, he was like, he could bang, he could punch. Um, Now I work with Dean Lewis again. We're working a lot technically. So my technique, my balance, my skills are a bit better. The way I'm controlling things is better. But the way I'm throwing and landing punches is a lot better than it used to be. So I'm better technically. I'm more explosive and I'm faster, as you've seen in my fights. When I do land, I hurt people now.
Yeah, I
And
think
also
your
the
the
same,
last oh, sorry to interrupt. Your last
that's right,
couple of fights, you're beginning it looks like, yeah, as I said a minute ago, you're looking more dangerous and you're looking like your
a lot more
punches have
dangerous.
got stronger.
It's in the mind as well. My old manager used to turn around and say, you go out there and you box and you just pick behind the jab and you don't take no big shots and then you box and move, and that's what I've been doing for the last 8, 9 years, just trying to box and move, and I'll have a scrap here and there, but I've always mentally I've never gone in to knock somebody out or beat somebody up really bad because I've always gone to box and move like my manager's told. And now I'm with Kieran Farrell. We just got a completely different mindset. We're going out there to take these kids out, going out there to knock them out, per me. We don't get paid overtime. And now I'm not going up there to win on points and boxing. And my old manager used to try to get me to box like Lee Selby. That's not my style. My style is to come forward, have a scrap, and take you out. And you've seen in the last couple of fights, I've done just that. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to take over. And I feel like I'm in a special part of my career, and honestly believe that I'm going to beat Andrew Cain. I, I believe that and I feel that I'm gonna knock him out, and then I'm gonna fight, Paul Butler or Charlie Edwards or Thomas Samba. My next fight,
Yeah, I
I'll be
mean,
I'll be number one in Britain by the end of the year.
100% Ash. And yeah, I was gonna say, do you feel like if you fought like if you've had this style for like a few years ago, do you feel like some of the results would have gone your way if you fought like how you've been fighting in your last couple of fights?
Everything happens for a reason. I mean, back in the day, I tried to box with different styles and stuff like that, and I had a different mindset. I wasn't positive. I always used to doubt myself. People would say to me, I remember before I boxed Jason Cunningham for the English title, and he lost by like 2 rounds or something like a couple of points. But before I boxed him for the English title, now I get people calling me, "How you feeling, Nash?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm really nervous." And well, and they say like, "No, do you think I'm gonna win?" I say, I'll have a good fight. I'll try my best. As a negative master straight away. I lost before I even got in the ring. I'm telling people exactly what I'm going to knock them out. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to take the belts. I'm telling people because I have that confidence within myself, that belief. And when you have that confidence and that belief, nothing can stop you. And I feel unstoppable. And I honestly believe, I mean, I honestly believe that I've got God behind me. I've got faith. I've got strength. I've got my determination. And now, with my team, like I say, everything happens for a reason. And I've had all the experience of the past, all the failures, all the tough fights and whatnot, all the obstacles. And now I'm here. I've got my new team. We're working great together. Um, I've got a new manager who's instilled fire in the belly and a burning desire that I've gotten. I mean, it all happens at the right time, perfect time. I believe this is the perfect time for me to really, you know, create something special. Um, yeah, man, I just feel amazing. I can't wait for this fight.
Do you believe that you're going into your third fight in a row? Do you believe you're the underdog again in this fight, and do you feel like people are still writing you off?
Look, the bookies. Am I the underdog in the bookies? Yes, huge underdog. I think I'm like 9-1 or something like that.
Mm.
The same as the Chris Borg fight. So at the end of the day, I don't care. The bookies can have me as an underdog. People in boxing can put me as an underdog. Don't matter. No, 20th of July, I'm going to knock Andrew Cain out. I'm
And
going
you
to
keep
win.
proving people wrong, which is the main thing.
I keep proving people wrong, and I'm going to prove people wrong again in this fight. And next fight after, hopefully I can get the Paul Butler fight because I believe he's number one in Britain, ranked number one in Britain. So hopefully I can get the Paul Butler fight. If they can't get the Jimenez fight for the IPO, I'll be in the top 30. Maybe we can make it for the IPO. And then after I beat Paul Butler, who's number one.
Yes, indeed, mate. And of course, it's a stat card as always. Um, yeah. There's a few title fights on it. Of course, your fight is the one for you that stands out. Of course, as it's you boxing. But are you excited to see some of the other fights as well? And do you have any predictions for the other fights or no?
I'm quite gutted that Liam Davis fight is off. Um, well, in a way, I'm gutted, you know, because that would have been a great fight between Liam Davis and Masood. I don't know why it's off, but I just know it is. But at the same time, it puts my fight further up the schedule, so I get more, I get more airtime. So that's nice. The Heaney Brad Paul's two fight, that'd be a cracker. But I'm boxing that night, so I might miss it. But it's what it is. I'm looking forward to the occasion. I'm looking forward to the night. I'm concentrating on my fight, and I can't wait to put on the show and come away with my belts.
Mm-hmm. And forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah. Do you know what like place on the card you'll be, or will you find that out? When you get up to Birmingham and stuff.
I'll find that out on the week of the fight. I don't know at the moment. Um, but it's a British Commonwealth title fight. Brad Pauls and Heaney is British and Commonwealth. That'll be main event. And then you got Chantal Cameron in a world title fight. So that'll probably be chief support. And then I think the rest are English and
Yeah,
Commonwealth
Solomon
silvers.
Solomon Dacres is boxing Adelaide for the English. Then Cooper Essumans, I think it's for the English, and then there's a WBO International or something.
Yeah, so I mean, like, we'll probably be, it'll probably be something like Brad Pauls, Chantal Cameron, uh, either my fight or the Solomon Dacres fight, and then my fight. Um, so I mean, they normally have the heavyweights quite late on, but with it being a British and Commonwealth, we might be, third on the list. Or I don't know. We'll have to see on the night. It's no issue. We'll just it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. And have you got a big support coming up? As you tend to bring some quite a few fans down.
Yeah, to be fair, I've got quite a few coming up. Tickets are good. Tickets are going out really well. I've sold all my hospitality. I've got quite a few coming from ringside and the 85s. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I've got some good support, and we're all going to celebrate after.
100%. And of course, you've made predictions for your last two fights, and they've been spot on. Can we get a prediction for this fight?
Round six,
Round six,
round
another
six,
round six.
round six. Right hand. Good night.
The main man himself said it, guys. So if
I I,
anyone,
hon- I honestly believe it. I've pictured it 100 times the way it's going to go.
do you feel
Um,
he's trained at the weight as well as Chris, or no?
maybe, maybe I don't know. I haven't heard nothing, but it don't matter if it's trained or strong or what. All that matters is to get the win.
Hmm. So yes, round six, and again, as always, do you want to thank your team, your manager, your fans, just anyone who's supporting you and helping you on your journey at this moment in time?
Yeah, I'd love to thank everybody that's coming to watch, um, and everybody who's watching on TV, obviously. I got some great support, some real good friends and family, coming to watch, and supporting me all along. So thank you for that. My sponsors, Gym Flooring, MDP Flooring, MDK Plastering, uh, Southwest Pitside, um, Physiotherapy, Boca Teamwear. I hope I haven't forgotten no one. I'm kind of like, on the spot here. My missus. But I mean, I would thank everybody after the fight anyway. But thank you to my sponsors. Thank you to my coaching team. They're putting the time and the hard work in with me, and my sparring partners as well. I gotta thank them because I feel sorry for them right now. The way the training's been going, they're having a tough time. But you know, let's just get this fight over with, and then I can take him out for a nice meal.
Yes, mate. And from me, thank you for your time as always. Good luck with the fight, and still, Ash, go smash it.
And still, Ash the Flash.
100%, mate. Thank you for your time.
No worries, Sam.
Bye, mate.
See you later, mate.